Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Carrie Konyha, professional psychic reader, shamanic energy healing practitioner, and healing arts instructor in Sedona, Arizona. In this video, I'm going to be guiding all of you through more of an extended look at the energies that are shaping up for the entire month of December. Welcome to December, by the way. I can't believe it's the last month of the year already, but that's a part of what's inspiring me to do this. In fact, this format that I'm going with today is a new format that I'm going to be sticking with throughout the entire year of 2023 and beyond. I'm super excited about it because this new format, which I'll explain more later on as I'm going through the video, is going to give me a framework that enables me to share even more insights, guidance, tools, practices that all of you can do to really hone and strengthen and support your own soul growth evolution throughout the entire year. The reason I'm starting this new format now in December is because the energies of December, I'm going to go ahead and just leap right in here. The energies of December are all about reflection and renewal, introspection. And especially from the beginning of December, which we're in right now as I'm recording this video, through December 21st, which is the winter solstice, this window of time that we have for the next 3 weeks is actually the most empowering and beneficial time of the year to do any deep clearing, releasing work, because it's setting the space for new energies coming in as we come into the new year. I'll explain more as I'm going through things here. But let me say that in moving forward, I'm still going to be doing my weekly energy updates. It's just the format is going to be a little bit different. The first one of each month is going to be an overview for the whole month, and this is going to give all of us like a heads up and a way to take a broader look at the entire month so we can sort of plan ahead around whatever the practices are that we're doing to support our personal growth. Then there's going to be, of course, the new moon episode, the full moon episode, and then an episode, energy update episode that is connected to when we shift into a new zodiac season, right? So right now, for example, we're in Sagittarius season, getting ready to transition into Capricorn season at the end of the month. And so I'll be sharing information about all of that as we progress through the entire year of 2023. And again, that's giving me a way to give all of you even more insight and guidance to support your soul growth journey. So I am super excited about it. If you are somebody who stops by my channel often, but you haven't subscribed yet, I would recommend going ahead and subscribing, and remember to hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications when I upload videos. If you want to do this entire year-long journey of personal growth with me, which I definitely recommend. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the energies that are shining in this December. To start with, I'm going to say this. In the now, right now, I'm recording this on December 2nd. Astrologically speaking, we have an opposition between Venus and Mars happening right now. And this is going to be impacting us for the entire first week of December. So it's sort of the energies that we're coming into the month with. The reason I want to bring it up is because this opposition between Venus and Mars is in Gemini, retrograde, and Venus is in Sagittarius. It can bring it, on the very least, in a sense of inner conflict. And there's going to be a tendency to have themes arising with this opposition that have to do with relationships. It can be our relationship with ourselves. It can be relationship with friends, family, coworkers, loved ones, neighbors, what have you. But just know that it's par for the course, so to speak, to feel a little edgy. So the reason I want to share this is because when we know about the energy, we can work with it more consciously, which again is my whole point and why I share these videos with all of you and the energy updates so that we can know the energy and work with it, work through it more conscientiously in ways that support our evolution. So, for example, if you know, like, okay, Mars and Venus are in opposition this week, chances are I'm going to feel a little edgy. I might feel a little aggravated. I might have some turbulence. There might be something coming up within me that is making me aware of where I have an internal conflict. It can also manifest externally as misunderstandings, disagreements, conflicting conversations or combative conversations. That can possibly happen. But again, if we're aware of the energy ahead of time, we can navigate it more consciously and not allow things to unnecessarily escalate in the direction of negativity. The other thing that we want to look at with this is this opposition, although it can bring up an awareness around some internal conflicts that we have. If that happens, if you're a person who's experiencing that, remember that it's happening so that we can heal it, so that we can integrate it, so that we can resolve it. So you might be asking, okay, well, how do I do that? The key is mindfulness, being aware. It starts with being aware of what you're feeling, what the thoughts and beliefs are that are connected to the feeling, and then guiding yourself through the process of discovering if the belief behind what you're feeling is absolute truth, or is it an assumption or a projection, and boiling it down to the truth so that you can reframe it in a way that's based on the truthful reality rather than assumptions or projections. That's one thing that we can do for ourselves when this type of energy comes up, which will result in a gaining of awareness. And if we continue these types of practices that I'm going to be sharing with all of you throughout the year, it will bring you into a renewed sense of mastery of self-awareness, which of course is ideal, especially for people who are what I call evolutionary souls, meaning that you're a person who was born with an innate sense of dedication to your own spiritual growth journey. And so if you're one of those people, you are at the right place here at my channel. Okay, having said that, the main energetic theme for December in general is about introspection and renewal. So sit with that for a moment. Introspection and renewal. Introspection can be connected to the mindfulness concept that I just spoke of. The renewal is connected to out with the old and in with the new. So that brings me to the healing themes that are connected to December, which are around purification, cleansing, clearing, mind, body, soul. This month, especially up through the 21st, from the beginning of December through the 21st, is where we can really kind of work with the natural cycles of energy that are showing up now to support deeper layers of healing that are through cleansing, clearing, purification practices. So let's take a look at how that might look. Mind, body, soul. On a practical level, for me, that looks like doing a deep purging, clearing of my physical space in my home. Every December, before the winter solstice, which is on December 21st, I make sure to take some time to optimize the sense of organization, order, cleanliness of my home, so that I'm moving into the new year with a fresh, clear energy. In fact, one of the astrological transits that are happening this month are really in support of that, and that is Venus moving into Capricorn on December 9th. Capricorn is an earth sign, and it has to do with our physical environment. It has to do with manifestation. So it can be taking care of our physical environment as far as our home. It's also taking care of our physical body. So this is a time, this Venus moving into Capricorn is further supporting the natural energies that are showing up at every December anyway, that are along the lines of that purification. So for December, this is a time where we want to eat really hearty, nutritional foods. We want to nourish our bodies with healthy food, exercise, fresh air, plenty of water, deep restful sleep, surrounding ourselves with beauty in a nice, organized, clean, harmonized environment really is going to set the space, set the tone for success throughout the entire coming year. So doing this now, and this is why I'm starting this series in December rather than January, because we need to really set the space for the growth we're intending in January, and getting a little bit of a heads up on that by clearing the energy and setting the space first. Within this theme happening in December of introspection and renewal, starting our mornings with a gratitude practice is a really good idea. We can achieve that simply by taking a few minutes each morning upon waking, whenever the time feels good for you, to just set aside a few minutes and sit with yourself, breathe into your heart space, clear your mind, anchor your presence in the now, and become aware of all of the blessings that you're grateful for in your life. Practicing gratitude has a natural effect of elevating our vibration and our frequency. And then along the lines of the healing themes connected to December, which are purification, cleansing, and clearing, on the mind level, that could look like meditation. It could look like practicing affirmations or some form of toning or chanting or mantras to keep your mind aligned with the intent of your soul. Practicing mindfulness in the way of being aware of what the quality of your thoughts are is a super good idea, because let me tell you this, guys, our life ultimately becomes a living reflection of whatever our dominant thoughts are. But it's not just what we're literally thinking, it's what we're thinking and how those thoughts make us feel really impacts how we experience reality. So practicing mindfulness in the way where you're becoming aware of your thoughts and just asking yourself, are the quality of my thoughts supporting what I'm intending on creating for myself or not? If you find that you're having disturbing or disruptive, lower vibrational thoughts that are more on the worry, fear, concern spectrum, being aware of that gives you the foundation then for asking yourself, okay, what can I do to alleviate myself from this cycle of worry, fear, concern, or burden, just for example, that I'm looping in? We want to do what we can do for ourselves to get out of those types of cycles, because those are the types of cycles that will keep us stuck in a rut. And again, between the beginning of December and the winter solstice on December 21st is a really empowering time to do this type of work. So by the time we get into January, we can feel free and clear and renewed and ready to set new intention energies into motion. Be creative with it. Let it be something that you're doing as a fulfilling act of self-nurturing and self-love, and it will have a very rewarding influence on you. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the astrology highlights on a broad level that are going on throughout the entire month of December, and then I'm going to be chiming in the next few days with a live update on the day of the new moon for us, which we'll get into the energies specifically around that at that time. Generally speaking, I want to talk about the fact that on December 3rd, Neptune goes direct in the sign of Pisces and will be joining Jupiter, which already went direct in Pisces on November 30th. Jupiter and Neptune have primarily been in Pisces for all of 2022, with the exception of some shifts that have happened with some retrogrades. Now they're coming back together in a direct motion in Pisces once again. With both Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion and growth, Neptune, which is connected to our spirituality, our intuition, coming together in Pisces, which is a sign that also has to do with spirituality, intuition, creativity. Ultimately, this energy that's showing up right now is supporting us all in feeling more deeply connected with our intuition. So this is a really good next few weeks to be doing deeper intuitive work with yourself. I recommend journaling. Journaling is always a really good way to become more concretely, consciously aware of what might be more of a nebulous, vague notion of intuition going on within you. I find that if we're willing to just journal about letting it be just a stream of consciousness, right? Okay, what is my intuition telling me about this? And just write down whatever comes up. And then reading it, you will have more of a concrete awareness as to how your intuition is guiding you or how it's informing you. Working with our intuition is definitely one of our best tools that we have for soul growth, because our intuition basically is the consciousness of our soul speaking to us. I do have a playlist on my channel here that gives a lot of pointers on how to get started with accessing your intuition, so I'll link that either in the description or the comments section below. And as some of you know, I'm getting ready to launch a new intuitive development course that's going to be in an on-demand streaming video format. So that's coming out soon as well. I'll keep you all updated on that throughout these weekly energy updates. So on the 6th, Mercury goes into Capricorn. We're coming into Capricorn season at the end of the month, so some of the planets are coming into Capricorn in alignment with that. Mercury comes into Capricorn on December 6th, which makes us a little bit more, what do I want to say? It supports more of a clarity around what our ambitions might be for the coming year. If you are a Capricorn, like me, I've got a birthday coming up, you're going to be having your Mercury return. For every sign, you're going to have a yearly Mercury return around the time of your birthday. It's not going to be exactly on your birth date, but around the time of your birthday, each year, Mercury comes back to the sign it was in when you were born. So if you're a Capricorn, you're having your Mercury return, the energy of this is super supportive of you making some headway and making concrete decisions and plans around what your intentions, goals, and dreams are and moving forward. So know that. If you're not a Capricorn, you're not having your Mercury return, Mercury in Capricorn starting with December 6th is still going to support you in having some clarity around what your 2023 goals are, so to speak. It brings more of a clarity of awareness with any thing you might have going on, projects or work that require mental focus and concentration. So we have that on our side as well. On the 7th, we have the full moon happening in Gemini, which is going to be conjunct Mars in Gemini. I'm going to talk more about that when I chime in with the live about the full moon. But let me just say here so that you can plan ahead. On the 7th, when we have the full moons always illuminate our awareness. Gemini is connected to the mind, thoughts, ideas. And so that theme that we have going on in December around reflection, illumination, and renewal is really activated on this particular full moon. It's a really good day to have self-reflection in the way of perhaps reflecting upon how the past year has been for you, what you've experienced in regard to maybe what your goals were for this year and how far you've come with those things. It's a really good time to reflect upon what you might feel complete with in your life, what you might want to launch in your life, paying attention to what's being illuminated in your awareness in ways that you can channel in the direction of strategizing and making plans ultimately is the best use of the energy around this particular full moon. Again, I'll be chiming in with more info on that within the next few days when we have that full moon. I already mentioned that Venus is going into Capricorn on December 9th, which supports us all in nurturing and nourishing our physical selves, our physical environments. It's also a lot about reviewing what we value and what we want to carry forward in regard to what we're valuing in the coming year, so be aware of that as well. Jupiter goes into Aries on the 20th. This is going to give us a boost of enthusiasm, a boost of inspiration just in time for the winter solstice day. The winter solstice day is a power day. We're moving from one season into another season in the way of we're moving from fall to winter, and we're moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn. Now, the reason that the weeks preceding the winter solstice are the best time for clearing, releasing, purifying is because right now we literally are in the darkest time of the year, which starts with really the summer solstice. On the summer solstice, the days start getting shorter from there. And right now we're 3 weeks before the winter solstice. Once we have the winter solstice, the days start getting longer and there's more light in each day. And that's what I mean by dark, the dark part of the year. Literally, the days are getting shorter from now till the winter solstice, which means we have more dark in our day than we do light. And that energy naturally coaxes us to go within, to hibernate, to tend to our self-care, nest, heal, nurture, nourish. Once we get to the winter solstice, from that day forward, we're getting increasingly, incrementally more sunlight each day, all the way up through the summer solstice. The summer solstice is the brightest day of the year, and then it starts waning after that. So the winter solstice day is a really powerful day to move into this next season of your life consciously. It's a really good day to do some type of personal ceremony or ritual that is connected to all that you want to clear away and release, creating space for all that you want to embrace, energize, and activate, which will be supercharged by the new moon that we have a few days after that on the 23rd, December 23rd. The new moon happens in December, 2 days after the winter solstice. The new moon on December 23rd is happening in the sign of Capricorn, and the asteroid Chiron moves into Aries that day, which further supports us in having deep clearing and healing around old wounds. I'm going to talk more about that when I actually do the new moon energy update during that day or on that week, so look forward to that. And then the last astrological transit that I'm going to talk about here for December is on the 29th, Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So this gives us actually a little bit of a window of opportunity to have deeper reflection and introspection around what our goals are for the coming year, which of course we're going to be coming into January 1st, New Year's Day, a few days after that. So you can see how the energy this December is totally in support of, okay, let's wind things down. Let's clear out what we're ready to have completion with. Let's clear out what is no longer serving us and create a new space for fresh energies, new goals, new enthusiasms, new dreams to be born. And as we're coming into January, that's what the energy is going to be shifting into, which I'll talk more about as we're getting closer to that. But for those of you who want to embark on this journey of soul growth with me throughout all of 2023, I really encourage you to start now with me in exploring some of these practices that I'm suggesting, so that you are in a space, the optimized, best space possible for yourself to take advantage of the energies of rebirth and renewal that are starting to kick in as early as January 1st of 2023. So I'm going to be chiming in later next week with the full moon energy update. I am going to do a live stream video on the day of the winter solstice, so I invite you all to join me for that, where I'm going to talk about the energies of the winter solstice, and I'm actually going to guide you all through a personal ceremony that you can do for yourself on that day. And then I'll be chiming in with the new moon energy update 2 days after that as well. So okay, guys, all my love, blessings, namaste. Super excited to be embarking on this journey with all of you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything special that you would like for me to address in the realm of a personal growth topic or whatever random questions that you might have, and I am happy to address those questions in future videos, and I will see you around the corner in the next one. Bye, guys.